All right, the Pryor Creek Comic Con haul video and a mystery package to be opened on this video, all on this near mint edition of 4-Color Commentary. Hey, thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and this is my Pryor Creek Comic Con comic haul video. And the Pryor Creek Comic Con in Pryor, Oklahoma was held yesterday. It's an annual con. Second time to set up at it. Had a great time. Missed it last year because of COVID. But I just want to go through and just highlight some of the, well, actually I'm going to go through all of what I picked up there. And also then at the last we'll open this mystery pack. Special story about that. But anyway, just first of all, I want to do a shout out to the Oklahoma comic book community. Man, it's a great community. It is a lot like the YouTube comic book community in that there's just a lot of giving and sharing and goodwill amongst the people. And so that was at the closeout of the con. That was just, there were people gifting other people things. Hey, here's something for you. Here's something I know you like, that kind of thing. It was just very cool. And I like seeing things like that. And that mystery pack comes into that. There's a story about that. So we'll get to that last. First of all, I'm going to start with some hero caps that I actually got a few things gifted yesterday. And I want to thank my friend Jimmy Trammell, who works for the Tulsa World. He big Archie fan and just big comic fan. But he had some things that he first of all, when I got to the con, a couple of things that were on my table. He knows I like the old Christian comics, and this is the King of Kings, the Bible in Pictures of the Sword series. It's volume 1. I actually have this, but this one is in much better shape than mine. Mine's pretty tattered, but it's not like the most common book to find floating around out there. And so appreciate having that. Also found he also gifted me a Captain Canuck number 10. Which was very cool. Again, it's nicer than my copy. So I think the moral of that story is Jimmy has all the nice books. All right. So the other thing was I actually got some hero caps. Now I still have a big POG collection or milk cap collection, whatever you want to call them, from the 90s. Most of mine are from Hawaii, the state that actually originated, where the caps originated in. But this was one of the Marvel hero cap sets. This is the Big Guns set. I also have the X-Men set. I didn't realize that they had done multiple units of these, but I'm looking to see what others Marvel did. So I'm looking for more of these out there, and just I'm going to start going out there and snatching them up. But anyway, so I loved having that as a companion piece for my X-Men one. And so thank you for that as well, Jimmy. Going to talk about some books now that I found there. They range from $1 to $10. Didn't spend over $10 for any one book. This is a Marvel Preview number 10. I knew, of course, obviously about Marvel Preview. Didn't realize that this book was out there. This is a Thor book. Has a big long Thor story, and then a Hercules story. Now this is early. I love this. First of all, I love this cover. I don't know if that's Glenn Orbick or who that is, but I couldn't find a name, couldn't find a signature on it. But I do like the painted cover. But it does have, this is an early Jim Starlin story. Love the frontispiece there. That's a Jim Starlin Thor there, and very distinctive Starlin style even early on. But Jim Starlin pencils the first story in the book, and it is drawn by Jim Starlin, and it's inked by Tony DeZuniga. So just a really very fun, beautiful art style for that black and white presentation. And then the Hercules story is actually a story drawn by Val Mayrick, a story by Bill Mantlo, and art by Val Mayrick, who is of course one of my favorites as well. I have an old Val Mayrick video that I did years ago for the first incarnation of my YouTube channel, which was in 2006 or 2007, and I didn't put it back up a couple of years ago when I brought the channel back. I need to put that up. But anyway, Val Mayrick has always been one of those that I really enjoyed and loved his work. So really happy to get that Thor preview. I'm going to have to move a little bit faster here. Got the, just a couple of weeks ago, I got the all but issue 1 of the series, The Roots of the Swamp Thing, representing the Bernie Wrights and stuff. And there's the issue 1. Love that painted cover on there. The others didn't have painted covers. They had redone Wrightson covers from the books. This is an original cover, I believe. At least I've never seen this anywhere else before. And so love that. It actually continues on the back. It is a big picture painted cover. Fantasy Masterpieces number 12, reprinting a Silver Surfer there, number 12. And so, again, those are just good to get with the Silver Surfer original series rocketing skyward all the time. It's good to have those reprints, those Fantasy Masterpieces. Spire Christian Comics, Archie's Family Album. Really great looking issue there, especially considering the black of the cover. Just a really nice looking issue on that one. Archie's Something Else. Okay, another Spire Christian book. Again, nice issues. I visited so many booths, I forget exactly where I got all of these, but they came from all around the area there at Pryor Creek Comic Con. Okay, a couple of 3D books. First, this was actually the first purchase I made. It was a $1 book. This is the first purchase I made yesterday morning, and it's the 3D Zone presenting. This is published, I believe it said 1987. The 3D Zone presents Wallace Wood and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is a reprint of what was actually Wally Wood's first horror comic. And so it's beautiful inside. It is 3D. It does include 3D glasses in there, not the originals, I don't believe, but doesn't matter. But I love those 3D reprints from the 80s. And so, or the 3D process that they put on the reprints from the 80s. This is a reproduction. This next one is a 1994 reproduction of I knew it before, a book from the 40s. Originally published in 1953. I was wrong, 1953. And then reprinted in 1997. This is Three-Dimension Adventures with Superman, okay, in startling 3D live action. Okay, so there's that. Nice reprint, nice gloss on that. Not the original, obviously. Does also have 3D glasses. Not the originals again that came with it, but it does, those were DC 3D, so those came with the reprint. What's cool about this book is I got this book from the table that the Pryor Library had there, and the ladies at the Pryor Library, they were giving away free stuff. Everything on their table was free if you just took a bingo card and filled it in with things, kind of like a scavenger hunt bingo, where you just, it's different things on the bingo card that you marked off as you saw them at the con yesterday. Lots of fun. And so that's really cool to have that. A little bit of nostalgia mixed in here as well. Marvel Team Up number 72, Spider-Man and Iron Man with a beautiful copy and a beautiful John Byrne cover on there. This was a $1 book. And just just Jim Mooney art inside, but it's a great story. I can't wait to read it again because I was literally a kid. I read this before my teen years. I remember just reading the fire out of this book. And so I'm glad to have it back in my collection. All right, a couple of $1 books that are important first appearances. New Mutants number 14, got that for $1. The first appearance of Ileana Rasputin as Magic, and then the New Mutants number 18, refuted to be, I haven't checked it, but refuted to be the first appearance, of course, of the Demon Bear, but also of Warlock, okay? The thing about this is, I had both of these lower grade copies in my $1 boxes. And I found these for $1, much nicer copies than I had. So bought them back again, and I'm not even sure if mine sold or not. I think they did. But anyway, glad to have them in nicer high grade copies. Since the New Mutants movie didn't do that great, those have kind of cooled way back down, and that's a good thing for comic book lovers. I won't say for collectors, but for comic book lovers. Okay, a few things that just interested me. Some Thor books. I believe this was the first issue that Mike Deodato started on in the 90s, issue number 491, I believe. I went ahead and picked that up because I've always loved that cover, and I've never read this book. Never. Haven't read any of the books, the Thor books that Deodato did. And then also, you always like a good comic book smackdown. I found this, the Mighty Thor Volume 2. that Jurgens was writing. Dan Jurgens was writing, one of the Kubert brothers. I guess it's Andy Kubert did the art. 34 and 35 with Thor going up against Gladiator of the Zyar Empire. I don't remember what that's called from the X-Men, but anyway, thought that's a SmackDown. That's a comic book SmackDown I've never seen before. Bound to be good, especially with that creative team. The Mighty Thor Volume 2, number 41. Just got that for the amazing cover. That is another painted cover, and it is gorgeous. And so, yes, I do still sometimes buy comics for the covers, just because it's eye candy. Okay, and then Thor, the Mighty Thor number 49. Another appearance. I have Dasak, the Destroyer of Gods. I pointed him out. Did a first affordable first on him not long ago, and asked why he wasn't. He's got the shtick of the God Killer. Okay, and so I don't know why he didn't take off the way. Now I can't remember his name. Not Null, but anyway, the other God Killer. Why he took off so well. Anyway, go back and refer to that video if you want to see what I'm talking about. Great Tom Rainey art in this, though. Jurgens still writing by issue 49. Dan Jurgens did quite a writing stint on that volume 2 of Thor. Okay, a couple of Wolverines to fill in my holes in the Wolverine run of the 90s. The Adam Kubert art run, and issue number 93. Larry Hama writing on those, of course. Issue number 93 and issue number 95. Okay, and so filling in that Hama Kubert run. A couple of Exiles books. Exiles was a book that I read for a while, but didn't read it past the 30s, I don't believe. I always liked Jim Calafiore's art, Calafiore's art. He started at some point in it, I don't know, but I always liked his work on The Flash as well back in the 90s. May have been after 2000 that he works on The Flash. I can't remember. But this is number 75 and number 76, where they take a two-parter where they take the tour of the 2099 Marvel Universe. And I thought, well, that's worth reading. Just, you pick up stories that just look like they'd be interesting. And there's nothing at all wrong with that. I had those in the wrong order. Here, let me make the bigger picture for you. There you go. That's the way it should look. Okay. And I like the connecting covers gimmick there. So that'll be a fun read. Just because I'm a Byrne fan, Marvel, and I didn't have it already, Marvel Age number 14, with John Byrne doing his, or John Byrne doing a variant there, or a homage to the Fantastic Four number 1 cover, with John Byrne being the monster. Some would say that fits Byrne, but I'm a John Byrne fan, so what can I tell you? Fantastic Four number 274, one I didn't have in my run. Not the best copy, but just that's just a fun reading series. Avengers Volume 3, number 48. This was, of course, the Avengers were revived after they came back from the Heroes Reborn universe. And Marvel big players in Marvel got a hold of them again. Notably first Kurt Busiek and George Perez. But this was Kurt Busiek with art by Kyron Dwyer. But this is one of those 100-page monsters that you always want to grab if you can find them for $1, which this was. Well, actually, this one was 25 cents. I'm sorry, this was from a 25-cent box. And look at the condition of that. I have one on the spinner rack for the boys because it's also got a famous, just a classic 2-part Avengers story in it. I think 99 and 100 with the Barry Windsor Smith art. But anyway, just great stuff. And that's going in bagged and boarded because that's just worth it. Beautiful, beautiful book. I'm hurrying through this, so if I make mistakes, you can call me on it in the comments. All right. A book that I've been wanting to get the beginnings of for a while now because of the early Charlton art. Space 1999 number 1, the great Joe Staton cover and Joe Staton interiors. The thing about the Charlton books is that the interesting way that their covers always looked, and I don't mean this as a knock. There's number 2, cover by Staton, interiors by Staton, but they looked like now, and this is not a knock. Okay, disclaimer: this is not a knock. They looked like they were done in crayon, but very, very good crayon. They just had a look about them that Marvel books and DC books did not have. I know it's paints and it's gorgeous, but they just have a softer look. And just very cool stuff. And I also got issue number 3, which is a John Byrne cover, early Byrne, and early Byrne interiors, obviously, early Byrne. But John Byrne cover and interiors, great stuff there. Just always liked the way so many of the Charlton covers looked. Okay, Marvel Presents number 10, knocking out these Marvel Presents with Guardians of the Galaxy. Finally about to get that whole run. Marvel Presents number 10, really nice condition. I'm not going to take them all out, it takes too much time, but I've checked it. It is a high-grade copy, very, very nice. And so glad to have that. Thor number 235. Now, how this escaped me, I don't know. Look, thankfully, it was just a $2 book. I probably would have picked it up anyway because it was in pretty good condition, except I looked and I didn't check. I assumed that 25, you see that? Somebody wrote 25 cents on there. I assumed that was on the bag. Never assume. It doesn't move with the bag. That is 25 written on the cover with a magic marker. That's okay. The story's going to still read the same. It's a beautiful John Buscema interiors. And so, but you know, that just goes to show you, don't get in so much of a hurry that you don't check those things. Okay. So, okay. Also up next is Daredevil number 56. This is the first appearance of the Death's Head character. And I like first appearances, especially Silver Age first appearances. You can't beat those these days. And that was a $3 or $4 book. So high grade, nice, good deal. And a first appearance of a character, a major character really at the time, a major villain of Daredevil. Okay, so Death's Head there. Great stuff. A giant-sized Spider-Man that I used to have. It is going to need a careful press since it's a square bound, but it's giant size. Spider-Man number 5 with the Man-Thing. And the lizard's in there, and so just a fun book. This is one of those fun books, again, from my childhood. This is nostalgic. Can't wait to break this open and look at it again and then carefully press it. Now, I'm going to start some more from my childhood, another from my childhood in high grade. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man number 13, featuring Razorback, okay? And this was from my childhood. I enjoyed that book, enjoyed that character. Of course, great Sal Buscema interiors and cover on this book, and just a lot of fun. But then the one that escaped me, I used to have the whole Spectacular Spider-Man run from issue 3 on, even as a kid. Didn't have issues 1 and 2, but I never got issue number 11. I didn't even recognize the cover, so I really can't wait to read that one with the Medusa story in there. And so Spectacular Spider-Man Volume 1, number 11. So can't wait to dig into that. Chipping away again at the Bronze Age Fantastic Four run with 4 books here. Okay, that it was not a comic, by the way. That was sticky residue on a bag from a decal or from a sticker that I removed. Fantastic Four number 135. Okay, have read these stories before in the essential volumes, but never had these actual books. So glad to add that to my Bronze Age FF run. Fantastic Four number 151. Very cool cover there. Great stuff. Okay. And all of these are high grade. I'm very pleased. Fantastic Four number 154. Great Doctor Doom cover. No, that's not the one. That's the next one. Fantastic Four. Okay, so the man in the mystery mask. So we'll see who that is and if it means anything to me. Okay. And then Fantastic Four number 156. This is the nice, the cool Doctor Doom cover. It's the one in the lowest grade, but still very nice. And every Doctor Doom cover really is a cool cover. But so 156. Can't wait to get those, file those in. A few for my Defenders run. Have Defenders number 20. Slowly chipping away at the Defenders run. That one's guest starring The Thing. Okay. Defenders number 37. Okay, and that's during the time when Power Man, I don't remember if he joined the Defenders or was just on a tryout basis or what. But I don't remember that because I haven't actually read these. I still have my Defenders run. I've just been trying to get them all before I read them. And then Defenders number 38. And so these always fool me. These always make me think it's a variant, price variant. It's not. They did those round ones before. They did the still only 25 cents. And then the month after they did the round ones. Okay, and then I believe issue 39 is the one that the first one that was 40 cents, and so I'd have to check my 39 to be sure, but I'll do that at another time. Okay, let's see, just a couple more books to go here. Avengers King Size Special number 1 that I believe, or number 4 that I believe reprints Avengers 5 and 6. But so it's a it's a great story from the classic Age of Avengers. There's a wonderful Sal Buscema cover, which this would have been around the time of around the beginning of Sal Buscema's time at Marvel. And I made a comment in my Sal Buscema video that he first kind of drew, and for a very short time drew in a house style, but then to me, Sal Buscema started to define the look of Marvel, and he still does to this day. I have the one annual, and I don't remember what number it is, but the one Batman annual that he did where he drew Batman. I have it because it's Sal Buscema drawing Batman, and it's the only time that he ever, as far as I know, ever drew Batman. But it's jarring to see it because it's Batman, but it's Sal Buscema. So anyway, and then lastly, the Batman Spectacular from 1978. Great book, again high grade, but this one has a story by Mike Nasser doing the art in here. I think they're all Denny O'Neil. They're all Denny O'Neil written stories, but one of the artists is David Nasser. I always loved David, and later on known as David Netzer. But Nasser, I always loved his style and his Batman. But this is also this book also contains a book a story with art by Michael Golden, and it is a book where he gets married off per se to Talia. This is a Ra's al Ghul story, and I'm trying to find a good panel. But and I was aware that this story was out there, but I'd never. Well, we'll do the opening panel here. But I'd always heard of it, but I never had it. And I got this one also from Jimmy Trammell, and just really happy to have it. But nice grade, not high grade, and just a beautiful book. So lots of great stuff from the Pryor Creek Comic Con. I always enjoy, and I've noted before that I enjoy the camaraderie and the fellowship of the Oklahoma comic book community, and this is part of that. As we were packing up and getting ready to leave, the gentleman next to us, I'm trying to remember his first name is Tim Stonebarger, I believe is right. Tim Stonebarger, who is I forget what part of Oklahoma he's from, but I've since joined his Facebook group, and he was giving out, or he was selling, not giving out, he was selling $100 mystery bags. $100 mystery bags. I have to imagine that's a tough sell unless you have a reputation for putting good stuff in that mystery bag. Well, as you can see, in the course of the con, he slashed prices to $50 on the mystery bag. Well, as we were packing up and getting ready to go home, and I told you that people were gifting people, he handed me this. He said, "Here you go. That's for you." And I was, well, thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate that. But he also gave my son, Isaiah, who worked his first con with me. It was great doing it together. He had a good time. I had a good time. He gave my son I just forgot what they're called, a Funko Pop figure, a Wolverine Funko Pop figure, a Blacklight figure. They also came with a black T-shirt with Wolverine on it, and it just kind of was just really cool, the things the kindness he showed, and so that was he gave it to him. I don't know what those retail for, but it was very, very cool because my son is into Funko Pop figures. Okay, so I'm gonna open this mystery pack here, pull these out, and see what was gifted to me by Tim. Oh my. Okay. Well, we have a Amazing Spider-Man number 75, Death Without Warning. My goodness, the death of a Captain Stacy. Wow. That's great. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that so much. That's one. Okay. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know the significance of this one, but we have a Daredevil, the Man Without well, this one says The Man Without Mercy, but Daredevil number 285. And I love Daredevil. I'll read Daredevil no matter what era. So that's great. Mr. Miracle number 16, which just looks to be a really nice copy. Very nice. Thank you so much, and Tim, for these books. Here is a, okay, I don't recognize this at all. Okay. Oh my, this is a Black Cape comic exclusive. Okay, I got to see what this is because I don't recognize this. I do recognize this from, but I don't know what the book is. I recognize this image from Key Comics, the Key Comics Collectors app. Key Comic Collectors app? Okay. This is, oh, Broken Gargoyles number 1. My goodness. I guess that's a variant. It's obviously a Virgin variant. My goodness. But it is supposedly signed. I'm not sure where. I guess maybe it's, okay, let's see. It has a certificate here. Okay, it's certificate of authenticity. Black Cape Comics has issued this certificate of authenticity to authenticate this copy of Broken Gargoyles number 1. Gargoyles number 1. Ferguson variant has 39 of 150 copies in existence. Okay, so it's a variant that only 150 copies exist. My goodness, so a variant, number 39 of 150 copies of the variant for, I've never even heard of this series, so I'm excited to read it. Broken Gargoyles number 1. So very cool. Thank you, Tim, for the gifts. My goodness, thank you so much, and appreciate that. So again, I end this with the comic book collecting society or group in Oklahoma, community, just great bunch of people. And so anyway, wow, blows me away. Thank you, Tim, for the care package or for the free gifting, and thank you to all those who made the con wonderful yesterday. I'm almost speechless. So anyway, I'm going to end it right there. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and comment on the video. And just would love to hear. I love to read the comments, and I read all of them, and I reply to all of them. I try to anyway. But anyway, thanks for watching. And thanks to those who made yesterday so great, and we'll see you next video.